Misrepresentation is when one is given false or misleading information. In television, misrepresentation occurs when a TV show has over-glamorized or created a false ideology of a situation. We will be taking a look at 3 shows to see how they have misrepresented a certain topic. To answer our question, how do different TV shows misrepresent real-life situations and support false ideology or false consciousness?
Riverdale, like other high school-related shows, has created unrealistic expectations of school life. Grey's Anatomy has dramatized what it is really like in the workforce, especially in the day of a surgeon. Lastly, The Bachelor has misrepresented what it is like to find love in the real world. We will analyze each of these shows in more depth to see how exactly they have blurred reality and created false consciousness in the viewers. Riverdale follows a group of friends living in the town of Riverdale. While the genre of this TV show is drama and some things are made to be overdramatic and over the top,
welcome to challenge me, Veronica, but you'll lose.
Some everyday aspects of their high school experiences shown do not represent it accurately. Since this show has a high teen following, many of which are entering or attending high school, these misrepresentations can create a false consciousness for the children. In an article found about the opinion on these shows, it's mentioned that the young characters in this show are shown with exciting lives with no consequences for their negative actions, and this could encourage viewers to want and live this lifestyle. Having gone through high school personally, as well as being exposed to misrepresentations in our own teen television in the past,
they got nose jobs. When they heal, they'll be just like Gigi's.
It is evident that it was nothing like what we expected, and if children now are basing some of their ideas off of Riverdale, we'll have the same issues. Riverdale often shows their characters as more mature, powerful, and responsible than actual 14 to 18-year-olds attending high school. Their main characters, Veronica and Betty, for example, are often out after dark and also seen talking back to their parents.
I'm not sure.
In real life, however, there would be a significant amount of repercussions. Archie Andrews, the main male lead, also has some unrealistic high school experiences, more specifically, his affair with his music teacher, Miss Grundy. While on screen, it doesn't appear too absurd due to the fact that the actor, KJ Apa, is actually 20 and much older looking than the 16-year-old character he portrays. This promotes a false reality where things like this happen, which is wrong and not socially acceptable in real-life circumstances. At their age, the problem the characters face and the way they act represents these high school kids as much more mature and educated than your average teenager, giving teens today the idea that high school may be more dramatic than they think, causing problems for these children when they get there and try to act accordingly.
Now moving on to the dramatized work-life experience, Grey's Anatomy is a medical drama series that has been a long-running show created by Shonda Rhimes. Let's start off at the beginning, just like the Grey's interns who spend a lot of time performing surgeries. This would not happen in a real-life surgical platform. In fact, an intern would be lucky to even watch a surgery being performed. Typically, these interns take care of patients on the floor. Grey's also seems to be flowing with doctors who are on the higher end of the attractiveness scale. Yes, the doctors on Grey's are insanely skilled, but they're also hot.
McYummy. No. McSteamy. Wow.
However, in real life, skill is what will determine your future as a doctor and not your looks. Medicine is advancing rapidly due to skilled doctors who are creating experimental treatments. However, Grey's surgeons seem to be miracle workers. A lot of times, patients are saved by experimental treatments disregarding standard procedures. From the findings of Brand Al Quick, it was demonstrated that many viewers perceive Grey's Anatomy to be realistic, further making them believe that real-life doctors are just as courageous. Not only are there unrealistic expectations that fall on the positive scale, but the negativity is also falsified. Grey's Anatomy makes the mistake of portraying the hospital as a high-stakes environment, when in reality it is merely just a hospital. If we look back at the first season of Grey's Anatomy, only 4 of the main characters remain, since many are dramatically killed or sent off the show. Many of these scenes include the main character, Meredith Grey, going through shockingly rough scenarios in life that might be too miserable to believe. These are just a few ways in which Grey's Anatomy proves it is a melodramatic, romanticized version of life. Kayla Jubas in her article says, Grey's Anatomy is a unique cultural representation of adult learning related to work and identity and the blurring of the work.
The Bachelor and The Bachelorette are a reality TV series about a single male or female looking for love in a non-traditional way. Similar to other reality TV shows, the contestants are the subjects of a long surveillance that the audience watches. In an article published by Laura Lindenfield, she shed light on the fact that the show isn't only about falling in love, but it's about failure in love as well. This show misrepresents what looking for love is really like, as it's set up in a very unconventional way. Typically, one does not date multiple people at once to dump them on national television, to then also propose to one and send home the others in front of millions of people. False consciousness is when one chooses to believe that what they are being shown is true, simply to make them feel better. It makes it more difficult for us to stop and think about the cold hard truth, which is reality. In the case of this series, the reality is that not all people will find love, nor will the Bachelor's approach ensure them that this love will last forever. The false reality that is being presented is that this unconventional way of love is ideal for a serious relationship. It's also been taken into consideration that there may not be that happy ending that producers and viewers want. In season 11, Brad Womack shocked the viewers by not choosing a future wife. In Dana Cloud's analysis of this experience, she stated that viewers blamed Brad for his unfortunate exit. Mike Fleece spoke on the situation, saying Brad just didn't see himself with either woman. Unfortunately, viewers still didn't appreciate the ending that didn't go along with what the show was all about, finding a forever partner. In many cases, Bachelor can also be seen as unethical, as it encourages one to have multiple relationships, maybe even encouraging infidelity. Since television is so influential, it can affect viewers to believe that this is socially acceptable behavior. The Bachelor is a 50-50 chance of ensuring the love you find will work. In some cases, Bachelor can be seen as a mockery, but in our opinion, it's just created this false idea of what looking for love is like. After analyzing all of these shows, we have concluded that this unrealistic representation in the media is unavoidable. These shows have shaped a false consciousness of reality in order to create successful TV series. The aspect of reality has to be embellished and falsified to draw in what audiences love most: good-looking people, exaggerating plot twists, and dramatic storyline.